Hello, everybody. Tim Buckley with you on this Tuesday afternoon. It's another hot day here in our heat wave across the Triad area, and what we're going to be talking about is how hot it is now, how long it will continue around our area as we go through the next couple of days, when we get a little bit of heat relief, and what's up with all the storms. We've seen some of those popping up throughout the day, so glad you're here with us. We'll talk about this for the next 10 minutes or so. Another hot day of weather in the Triad, though. This is a live look at Burlington, where it's been pretty much fine for the most of the day. It's just been hot. Hot and humid, 91 degrees, with some sunshine over there in Alamance County. Now, this is the view in Winston-Salem. A couple of things I'll point out here. Obviously, it's another hot day of weather, but if you look a little closely, there are some darker clouds off in the distances. There have been some showers and storms popping up from time to time. Also very hot, temperature right around 90 degrees. And I know that doesn't sound like all that much, but do consider that when we're talking about this heat today, it's coupled with especially high humidity. So the humidity is really off the charts, and the temperatures, while they might not be that impressive on their own, they're made a lot worse with that humidity factored in. We're still watching a good amount of heat continuing throughout today and then into tomorrow. After Wednesday, we're starting to pivot more to a stormy pattern rather than a heat pattern. So the heat wave that's been with us basically going to be coming to a bit of an end once we get after Wednesday, and then we'll finally start to get some relief toward the weekend, but we got to get through some rain and storms before that happens. Temperatures today, this is current as of about 2 o'clock, so this should be fresh out there. Depends on where you are, and you'll notice a couple of things. I'll show you the radar in just a second, but we do have some rain-cooled air in many places. So in the southern Piedmont here, especially Davidson County, Randolph County, you're not dealing with a heat wave right now. You're dealing with showers and storms, but it does just depend on where you are. I did mention the humidity factoring in today with the temperature and the high dew points. We do have a feels like of around 100 in Burlington, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, Reedsville as well. Just depends on where you are, right? It just depends on where you are right now for how it's feeling. And let's show you those dew points because they're really, really tough right now in the mid 70s. So a 74-degree dew point in Greensboro. Just to kind of, remind us, whenever we talk about a dew point temperature, there are thresholds that matter and make a difference to your body. So a dew point above 60, it starts to feel a little bit sticky usually. But in the summertime, if we get one that low, it probably feels pretty good to you. The summertime threshold for us is really once that dew point's above 70, it's humid. And it really starts to feel tropical and sticky and all of those things that we think about when it comes to our comfort. So there's just not much comfort to be found outside right now here in the Triad area. I like this graphic because it does show the dew point and those threshold levels. So fall-like air would be dew points in the 50s. Right now, we're just in that oppressive category. It very much is summer season right now, and peak summer at that. Here's the latest live radar. I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about this because this is something we haven't had much to show about over the last several days. So we have had, over the last couple of hours, different showers and storms kind of popping up around our area. So this is the loop over the last 30 minutes. Main areas that are getting rain and storms are from High Point to Forsyth County, Davidson County, over to Salisbury and Montgomery counties. So this general area has been the focal point for any showers and storms throughout the last couple of hours. But if I back this loop up, we'll go back 2 hours now. So starting at noon, going through about now, you'll see a little bit of the nature of the showers and storms today. They're kind of pulsing up and then pulsing down. So they're not lasting forever. They have a little bit of a lifespan to them. So take, for example, over here in Reedsville earlier today, you had a bit of a downpour and then it kind of fizzled out. So it was there for about an hour and then it was gone. There haven't been any more that formed there since then. Elsewhere, we go for that High Point, Lexington, Asheboro area. Notice there were some storms down on the border. They've kind of fizzled away, and now the northern side of the county is favored. Kind of what happens is these storms kind of gobble up the energy in one spot and then they seek out another spot. Now, one thing we are noticing, or I'm noticing with the showers and storms today, they're not very quick movers. They're pretty slow. So what they could do, and they're not all that severe, I'm not expecting big damage or anything, but they could put down some heavy rain. And so heavy rain is something that we might want to watch for going through the rest of the afternoon. And I'll be honest with you, there have been more of these popping up today than I was expecting. So this is something of I wouldn't say a big surprise. We expected there to be some storms on the radar today, but the coverage is more impressive than I would have thought. Generally about 1 to 2 inches of rain in the most that we've seen today with these storms, but again, wouldn't rule anything out over the next couple of hours. Right now in Randolph County, you're pretty dry, so you can do what you'd like to, but mind the heat. It's hot out there, right? And Davidson County, again, you had a lot of rain earlier near Denton. Now it's kind of pivoted, and it's mostly on the north side of Lexington right now. So a bit of a shower and storm up here near Arcadia, between Arcadia and Welcome. We have a couple of those that we were noticing on our Winston-Salem sky camera. We were looking in this direction toward those storms. And a lot of times you say, well, which way are they moving? They're not really moving, are they? We're looping this right now. There's only a subtle southerly motion to these. They're mostly just drifting south. Guilford County, mostly dry at the moment, but High Point has been a little stormy currently, right there between High Point and Wahlberg, over toward Kernersville and Colfax as well, seeing some downpours. Not raining at PTI Airport yet, but it's close. And so a couple newer ones could start to pop up in pretty short order. Down in the Charlotte area, there are more storms like this. Salisbury getting some downpours out of this as well with frequent lightning. And farther south we go. Some of the heaviest rain in the area, just barely in the area, it's a little south of us, near Troy and southern Montgomery County. So this is kind of drifting south toward the city of Rockingham, near Mount Gilead right now. Those are the areas that we're watching. There is some lightning to be found in these storms today, but not a ton. All of these right now combine only for about 35 lightning strikes. So it's just about 3 dozen of those strikes at the moment. It's mostly just rainmakers. And, you could look at it as some heat wave relief. That's one way to consider it. That is the case. If it's raining over you, it's not going to be comfortable because it'll still be all kinds of humid, but it is something that will help the heat to stay a little bit lower. Here's a view. Let me pull this into my show here so I can show it to you. High Point, live look, North Main Street. We have some of those darker clouds. There's your rain. So the rain would be on the left-hand side of the screen, right about here. It's just raining. It's raining a lot in High Point at this time, and that's going to be the case for a little while longer. Let's show you the futurecast going through the next couple of hours and the next couple of days. So here we have it. Our model does not continue too many storms the rest of the afternoon, but it does bring some more our way overnight tonight. This is around 8 to 9 o'clock. So just be storm ready through the rest of this evening. We could have a few storms popping like they did last night, and then a little quieter overnight as you would expect. And then tomorrow we'll kind of do it again. So as the day goes on for Wednesday, a couple scattered downpours popping up in the afternoon. And then for Thursday, a similar situation here. Dry most of the morning hours, but by the afternoon and evening, scattered showers and storms will start to pop up. And that could start to impact things like the Wyndham Championship. So we have the big golf tournament in town this week in Greensboro at Sedgefield. They have events every day, but the main action with all the golfers on the course, that gets started with round 1 on Thursday. Round 2 on Friday. Both of those days could be impacted by storms, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. The weekend looks to be drier. Saturday and Sunday look to be pretty nice with more comfort headed our way. We do have a cold front as part of this, so that cooler air, we've talked about it a lot. It'll be welcome once it gets here. I am forecasting highs only in the upper 70s once we get toward the weekend, so that'll be pretty nice. In the meantime, still be careful about the heat outside. Drink the water. Limit the outside activity as best you can. Heat advisories do continue for some of us for today. As far as storm potential, this was a different site, but we don't really have a severe weather risk for today in our area, mostly just a downpour or some lightning. Not expecting bad storms the next couple of days. As far as rainfall, though, there is a low risk anyway, of some flash flooding. That would be for today. Here's tomorrow's risk, similar. And then on Thursday, again, in a level 1 risk there. And for Friday, maybe even a level 2. So Friday could be our busiest day for that sort of thing. And then Saturday, that threat kind of pivots a little bit to our south. So the main bullet points for you, it's still hot outside. It's still humid, and so humid outside too. We'll be watching the radar for you as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening. We'll have another live update right here at 3 o'clock.